Cabin Meat and Deli Company today to schedule your meat processing. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition on Highway 210 East.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Wow, that's a little hot this morning. Good Tuesday morning.
We could use a little hot this morning.
Oh.
Although I got to tell you, without it, with no wind,
It's not bad.
it's really doable.
If you want excitement to Crookston at 10 o'clock at night, that is fun.
Oh my goodness, that was last night.
That was cold.
It was cold.
But hey, the Otters won. I was talking to Mark.
Well, that's all we needed.
I was talking to Mark Johnson. He goes, it's a lot easier driving a couple hours back home after a win. And I'm like, you are right.
Absolutely.
And there you go, Mark. You drive. I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least you got to ride and not drive.
Well,
right?
I drove up there, but
Okay.
yeah, we
always,
usually split it.
Okay, well, that's great. So way to go, Otters. There were a lot of parents and a lot of grandparents and fans that followed the Otters up there, I'm sure, in this cold weather.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? We're hardy Minnesotans, and we go on the road to watch those games of our kids and grandkids.
It was funny, though, because the Crookston radio announcer, his name was Dane Bishop.
Oh, very close.
It's either Dean Bishop or Dane Bishop. I didn't want to ask after we bonded over the whole Bishop thing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, a good win for the Otters last night. We've got a couple of games to go to tonight, one in Battle Lake and one here at home. So we kind of divide and conquer. And sometimes when they're that close, we even split. We see, a JV game in one place, and then we come back for a varsity game or vice versa. So I haven't fully decided where I'm going to land tonight. Well, either be Battle Lake or Fergus Falls, or both, likely. So, again, makes January especially, but
Go
winter
fast.
as a whole goes so fast. And I just never get tired of watching basketball. So I love it. And speaking of sports, if you watched the national championship in college football last night.
I heard it was good.
Unbelievable. Okay, so I didn't I kept kind of flipping back and forth, and so I didn't watch the whole game, but I did see some great highlights this morning. Some of the game that I missed, but oh my goodness, the end. It was just back and forth, a score and an answer, a score and an answer, and this is the first time for Indiana.
It was funny because we're driving back and we're trying to get a cell signal, and then finally Mark's wife got her signal to work, and then all of a sudden that was the interception at the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
And we're like, wow, okay,
Wow.
I guess that's the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then once I got home, I watched a little bit of SportsCenter just to get the
see.
highlights.
That's what I did too. I was already in bed by the time I went to bed at the either the end of the third quarter or just the start of the fourth. I think it was just the start of the fourth. But I had a little tracker on my phone, so every time I rolled over and woke up, I checked the score. And not that I really had a horse in the race, but college football is
you
fun
want the
to
Big Ten.
watch.
I mean,
absolutely.
It's Big
And
Ten.
over the weekend, the Chicago Bears game. I didn't watch the game when it was played, but we watched. I watched like the fourth quarter of a replayed game last night.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I knew how it ended, and I almost wish I hadn't, because wow, what an exciting finish.
Oh,
and
yeah.
here we were watching it when we already knew the outcome.
Oh, yeah.
And it was still exciting.
It was an exciting game, yeah.
There's been some great football.
There has.
Yeah. So you got any idea who's going to go forward this weekend?
I'm going to root for Seattle. I've got a lot of relatives in that area, in the Seattle, Eugene, Oregon area. So the Washington, Oregon, they're all big Seahawk fans. So I'm gonna hop on their bandwagon and go.
And they are playing
L.A.
Okay.
The Rams.
Okay. So, and then on the other side of things, who do we have?
It's New England and Denver lost their quarterback in the
That's right.
basically last play, but
of the game, yeah.
second to last because they had to kick the field goal.
Right.
But yeah, the last time he could have touched the ball, he broke his ankle. That's so tough.
Oh, so and for him, oh my goodness.
He had an awesome season.
Yeah, he did have an awesome season, but to get here and then potentially go to the Super Bowl and not be able to play, that would be just awful.
That was my mom's favorite because Bo Nix used to play for Oregon, so he's a Duck. So the Duck loyalty.
The Duck loyalty is there. Okay. Well, at our house, I don't really have a horse in the race, but John has long been a Patriots fan. So
see, I hate Denver. There's very few teams I hate, and Denver is one of them. And so it's one of those things. And for the record, I do not hate the Vikings. I do not.
Okay, I know you don't.
I hate the Bears. I hate Denver, and I hate San Francisco.
Why does everyone hate the Bears?
Because
they're the Bears.
They're the Bears.
Okay, I'm just wondering because John is the same.
Well, it's a division rival. The longest rivalry in NFL is Packers-Bears. They've played each other the most.
Okay, that's why.
And the longest.
All right. Well, anyway, some exciting football. If you understand the game and you don't really follow football, it's still super fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but you got to get the game,
well,
right?
I mean, the nice thing is, and I was talking to Mark and his wife about the national championship game. There's so many times it's just a blowout. It's a lopsided blowout. At least it was a game. It was a good game.
There have been games for sure, but the reason I say that, I was during the football season, the high school football season, when Hillcrest played in the state tournament. It was the semifinal game, and I was gone. I was in Florida, and it was just killing me. So I bought the game, and all four of us girls, me and my sister-in-laws, were gathered around watching the game. And what I didn't realize is one of my sister-in-laws didn't understand the game of football at all.
Oh, wow.
So I was explaining how, okay, so you get 4 downs, and if you don't do something with that, then they turn the ball over. Anyway, so I can imagine how boring it would be to watch football if you didn't get the game. And then I have another sister-in-law who knows it like a coach knows it.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got to know the game to enjoy watching it.
Well, yeah, it was when Jen and I first started dating. I loved watching hockey. She knew nothing about hockey.
See, me neither. I don't know anything about hockey, therefore I do not watch it.
But I taught her how to do it, or how to, what's going on, and now she loves watching hockey.
Okay, well, see, that's what I need to do. I need to learn more about hockey because I just don't understand the game. So it doesn't make sense to me to watch it.
And it's one of those sports that is so much. There's a lot of sports. There's a huge curve between watching it live and watching on TV. Hockey is one of those you have to watch it live.
Okay. All right.
There's such a big difference between seeing it in person and seeing it on TV.
Okay.
It's just it's the curve on that is huge. And you ask anybody who's seen both, they're like, yeah, you watch an NHL game in the stadium,
for sure, yeah. Well, anyway, great game last night, and good game, good outcome for those of us who are, cheering on the Big Ten.
Yep.
Their first win, I think, in their history.
Yeah, first or second. I want to say that's the first, but
I think it's their first in the school's history.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was something like in the early 1900s or something weird like that.
I don't know, but
it could be.
I think it was their first one, and their coach, very sure of himself.
Oh yes,
he must be a good coach. I mean, he took them from like
obscurity to national championship.
Yes, and. So anyway, I didn't. Of course, I wasn't up for the end of the game, so I didn't hear what he had to say. But
you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna go have a beer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he said.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that when they won to go to the national championship.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go have a beer.
Yeah, well, maybe he'd probably deserved one because that was quite a game. Anyway, he must be a good coach. He sure turned that team around.
He's a good coach, but a bad marketer. I mean, he could. I would have been like, I'm gonna go have myself a Mick Golden Light. And if you guys want to drop off a couple cases of Make Golden Light, that'd be awesome.
Right, exactly. That's all he would have had to say, and they would have been on it. All right, elsewhere in the news, it is like watching a soap opera, same old, as Greenland continues to be, something that President Trump is not going to let go. He admitted his push to acquire Greenland stems partly from not receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. And he's blaming Norway because that's where the decision comes from.
That is
you know
so
what?
dumb.
Put your arrogant behavior aside. And everyone knows that I am a Trump supporter. I am a conservative. And I believe in most of the things that he's doing.
But the Greenland thing is
I just wish
stupid.
he had a muzzle.
Yes.
I wish somebody could stop him from, posting on social media. I wish someone could give him just a little bit of,
Tact.
Something. And I get it now. I understand why we want Greenland, and it is for national security. Things have changed over the course of the years since we acquired Alaska. That was kind of one of the forethought for getting Alaska as well. Well, now we've got Russia and China, and they're both adversaries.
Yeah.
So if Greenland belonged to the United States, or at least we could work with Greenland, which I think we could.
I think we got a base there.
If we played nice, there would be security bookends for the United States.
But when it comes down to it, being a bully and being Trumpish is just not going to work.
And it doesn't get you anywhere except more people to hate your guts. And in doing so, there's people that just because they can't stand Donald Trump, they're going to walk away from the Republican Party, or at least maybe not vote at all, or they might even go over to the other side and say, I can't stand that guy. I'm not going to vote for another Republican as long as I live. I mean, I think we see that sometimes, because sometimes people vote with their hearts and not their heads. But this whole Nobel Peace Prize, give it up. If you weren't such a loudmouth bully, they may have given it to you. But he's just the guy that everyone loves to hate.
Well, I think the whole Middle East peace thing came after the vote too, because it was like
it was
like a week later they announced the winner.
He's blaming the Norwegian government, and the Norwegian government does not pick the Nobel Peace winner. Anyway, that came up.
Leave the Norwegians alone.
Right. I know for sure. He said this: considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars. Plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace. So Trump texted to Norway Prime Minister Stone. However, the Nobel Prize is awarded by an independent committee, has nothing to do with the Norwegian government. So know your audience before you throw the
They're going to weaponize lutefisk against us.
My goodness. Boy, that would be terrible. All right. Yeah, somebody put a leash on that guy. The Justice Department is investigating after protesters interrupted Sunday services at City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, they are calling it, I saw an interview by one of the women that was there as a protester, and she talked about a peaceful protest. The people of the church invited them in because they were peaceful protesters. And if you saw the video,
that was not peaceful.
That was not peaceful. That was not peaceful at all. So I don't know what the left
I think they should be charged with a hate crime.
Well, I think so too. Absolutely,
they
should.
do hate crimes the other way, so let's go hate crime this way.
Absolutely. The church lists Pastor David Easterwood as an ICE acting field director, though he was not present during the demonstration. Video from Black Lives Matter Minnesota, which is an absolute
corrupt
sham organization, shows about 30 to 40 protesters entering the church before moving outside. Okay, so my question is, in all of these protesters, have you noticed that there are a lot of late 40s,
middle-aged white ladies?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is with the middle-aged white women? And why are they so rabid? I don't get it. And I have no understanding for what they are protesting. We are taking people who are criminals, who are sex traffickers and child abusers out of your community. Wouldn't you want to help with that effort rather than stop it? Let's look back in history, too. President Obama, he stopped all kinds of protests, and nobody thought that was a big deal.
Nope.
So I don't know what the story is here. Of course, it's just that so many people just cannot tolerate President Donald Trump. And I don't know, the leadership in Minnesota loves this.
They love a good protest.
Because they're like, nothing to see over here, all my fraud that I watched and probably participated in. But look over there. Look at all those protesters. Look at what I had to do. Call in the National Guard.
I saw one meme was like, it's a shame that all the daycare records got burned up in that last riot.
Isn't that a shame? Yeah. My goodness, how could that have happened? Okay, the Justice Department is wrong story. Catholic archbishops of Chicago, Washington, D.C., and Newark issued a joint statement condemning what they called the moral decline of U.S. foreign policy. Well, I kind of agree, but on the other side, they warned that post-World War II principles have been completely undermined and urged that military action to be only used as a last resort. I agree.
Yep.
But we may be nearing the last resort. They called for diplomacy, economic aid, and respect for human dignity. Oh my goodness, all of those things out of their mouths, none of which they practice.
No.
It's so frustrating and so maddening to wake up and see the news every day. Trump administration has removed long-standing alcohol consumption limits from the new dietary guidelines for Americans.
I thought that was a little odd.
Yeah, well, he doesn't drink.
Well, they're like, you can drink as much as you want, just don't have it for breakfast.
Oh, is that what it was?
Well, it used to be if you had 2 or more, it was considered unhealthy. Then they just said, just do whatever.
Oh, I saw that they took alcohol almost away.
No, well, they took it off the warning type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the new dietary guidelines for Americans are out there. Very different. Probably the biggest change, and I'm sure that dairy producers everywhere are cheering because they are actually wanting to implement more of dairy fat, whole milk. Cheese. I mean, before that was like, oh, don't drink milk or eat cheese. Well, anyway, the 2025-2030 guidelines no longer define a standard drink or specified daily limits. Researchers argue that the change ignores studies linked that even low alcohol use to higher cancer and liver disease risk, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Critics say the move favors industry interests over public health. Well, I think
they're not saying go wild. They
honestly,
just took it off the list.
I don't really care what they say. I think everyone knows that we would be better off
you drank less.
If we drank less or not at all.
Yeah.
That's kind of common sense. All right, coming up on 9:30, break for some market information, and we're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
KBRFradio.com news. Get the news that matters delivered straight to your inbox. With KBRF Daily Headlines, you'll stay up to date on everything happening in your community. Sign up today and receive a roundup of the day's top stories all in one email. It's fast, convenient, and it's always free. From local updates to breaking news, KBRF brings you the headlines you need right at your fingertips. Visit KBRFradio.com and sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.
You've waited long enough. Get your new 26 Ram 1500 now and save over $13,000 at Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls. Or lease for just $399 a month. Yes, $399 a month. Plus save over $12,000 on 2025 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. And over $9,500 in savings on Jeep Grand Cherokee. Or lease for just $399 a month. And if you're a GMC buyer, a new 26 Sierra has over $10,500 in discounts. Get your best deal now at Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Synthetic nitrogen prices continue to fluctuate unpredictably. So Pivot Bio launched Proven G3, a weatherproof source of nitrogen with 3 modes of action. It's the lowest cost source of nitrogen on the market, helping growers replace nearly 30 pounds of nitrogen and delivering a nearly 2 bushel per acre yield increase in over 100 nationwide trials. That's performance your corn can always count on. See real results at pivotbio.com/provenit.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Dickerman with a market update on the Red River Farm Network. Grain markets trading slightly lower this morning. Total Farm Marketing's Brandon Doherty said there are a couple factors moving the needle today.
I think trying to kind of consolidate or stabilize after the negative USD report that we saw last week. I think that the data in the report was a bit of a surprise to many people, and so I think we've, to some degree, kind of run out of sellers at this lower level. Like I said, we've kind of been back and forth here, so I think the market is oversold at this point. Maybe we're going to see a little bit more of a technical grind higher. On the other hand, South American weather has been mostly favorable, and that, I think, is limiting any potential upside right now. I guess the other thing that may be affecting the markets is the news that President Trump has threatened several European countries with increasing tariffs, and that has the stock market down quite sharply this morning. U.S. dollars also down quite sharply, so those might be having some impact on grains as well.
Livestock markets trading higher.
Trying to rebound a little bit this morning. Looking at the charts here, I've got a sell signal on stochastics after Friday's trade in the live cattle futures, so that doesn't bode too well technically. On the other hand, there is some talk that there was a rumor of the New World screwworm. The rumor is saying that is false, according to the government website.
Total Farm Marketing's Brandon Doherty. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 501 points right now, 48,857. This is the Red River Farm Network.
This is Ben Sigelski, your local BASF business representative. We would like to invite you to a special presentation taking place at the first ever International Sugar Beet and Dry Bean Expo at the Alara Center in Grand Forks, January 21st and 22nd. The meeting will highlight BASF's newest innovation in white mold control in dry beans, canola, and soybeans, Zarina fungicide. All meeting attendees can also be entered for a chance to win one of several cordless Milwaukee impact wrenches. Visit isdexpo.com. We look forward to further discussing Zarina fungicide can have a big impact on your operation in 2026.
Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We've been protecting revenue and preserving equity for over 40 years. We provide a breakdown for farm programs such as the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Farm Bill, and Farm Safety Nets. Partner with us to choose the right crop insurance for your farm. Call us today to meet with an Irie Insurance agent to make your 2026 crop insurance elections prior to March 15th. Visit IrieINS.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
The stories that matter to you and your bottom line matter to us.
We've had a little ridge of high pressure, say a little upward bump in the jet stream.
So if you're an investor, a lot of that money can be either better utilized somewhere else or is costing you a lot more money to keep in commodities.
Many of those same clients in those states are really suffering with some issues on the rainfall shortages.
No one covers agriculture better than the Red River Farm Network. We're reporting agriculture's business
Sign up for the Red River Farm Network's weekly e-newsletter. FarmNet News arrives in your inbox every Monday morning. American Sugar Beet Growers Association President Neil Rockstead is a subscriber.
That weekly email that the Red River Farm Network comes out with is my go-to place for ag news. If there's only one thing that I read all week in regards to ag news in the Red River Valley and nationwide, it's always your email, hands down.
FarmNet News, delivering news to your email every Monday. Subscribe at rrfn.com.
Minneapolis Wheat May, we are down 2 right now, 574.5. We have May Chicago down 6 1/4, 522.5, and March Kansas City is down 4 cents, 523 1/4. March corn is down 1 1/2 at 423 1/4. March soybeans were down 3 3/4 now, 1053 3/4. Livestock numbers: February live cattle up 65 cents, 232.80. January feeders up 10 cents at 362.02. February lean hogs up 40 cents right now at 88.67. Reporting agriculture's business, this is the Red River Farm Network.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
Are you a business owner looking to cut costs? You may qualify for thousands of dollars in rebates from Minnesota Energy Resources. Not to mention, simple upgrades can save you even more on your monthly energy bill. Whether installing a new thermostat or scheduling a boiler tune-up, you can reduce energy costs without taking away time or energy from what matters most. Minnesota Energy Resources. Small efforts, big savings.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with that Fergus Now app on your phone. Going to be bitterly cold as we go through the end of the week. Not too bad today, tomorrow, though. 9 for our high, and thankfully it's 9 above. 6 for tonight's low. A little bit of snow possible today and into tomorrow. 18 for Wednesday's high. Then we hit 1 below for Thursday's high. 29 below Thursday night. 16 below for Friday's high, back down to 29 below Friday night, 8 below for Saturday's high. Sunday up around 1 above, and then Monday back up around 10 above. So, Mary, I'm going to look on the brighter side of things and just say, well, at least it's building ice.
I guess so. Won't have to worry about driving your truck out on the ice these days, that's for sure. Oh, my goodness, there must be a ton of ice out there. It's just if you have the gumption and
I still refuse to go out on the ice. I've read too many stories and I've
even
talked to
now.
too many people. Yeah, maybe Monday I would after
really.
Sub-zero. I'm not an ice fisherman to start off with.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just one of those things. My kids love it. More power to them. They've got their little ice picks and
my grandkids, especially one, he would quit school and live in the fish house if he could. That's all he wants to do is fish, and spear, and he just absolutely loves it. And you know what we find is really fun? He goes to school with some kids actually from all over the world. I mean, they're from Korea and Brazil and Norway, and he has so much fun taking some of these kids out ice fishing or hunting or even just driving on a frozen lake. Things that they have never done. Snow, they've never seen snow. Had 2 Brazilian students stay with them for a weekend. And let me tell you, these guys got introduced to a lot. They snowmobiled. They had never seen snow before. So he took them snowmobiling and he took them spearing. He took them ice fishing. Driving on the lake, they thought was crazy kind of stuff. I couldn't believe that they were actually driving on water. So it's been fun for him to introduce all these crazy Minnesota things to these people from, these kids from all over the world. So he has an awful lot of fun.
It's a great way to be an ambassador and share love.
And he's one of those kids that, he would stand back with the spear. If he saw something coming through, he'd hand the spear off to the guy who had never done it before, just give him a chance.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all he wants to do is fish. And the other two kids they just love being out in the fish house. I don't know that fishing is such a big deal. And that's where I stand. I've been in the fish house every single winter and never one time. I think we've had it for about, I don't know, we've probably had this house for 10 years or something. And I have never dropped a line.
That's your goal this year, Mary. Drop a line.
You think so?
Drop a line, yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I should do
Go
that.
out there with your grandkid that's into it and say, teach me how to do
this hole is Grandma's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't know what to do if the rattle reel ran off, but I'll give it a spin. I'll give it a spin. I think I would rather just sit there with a pole, one of those little ice fishing poles. I don't know. I should do that just to say that I have.
Exactly.
Because I'm really the
pizza girl.
the game player and the pizza maker. That's kind of my job when we go out to the house. But anyway, all right. Here's a story about a poll that was taken. And people, see if you agree with this, people believe that if they had more energy, it would boost their income.
I don't know if that'd work.
I don't know either. They just say that they would be able to better handle their daily demands and probably achieve more of them if they had just a little bit more energy. The energy shortage affects daily activities with lacking energy to exercise regularity. And
I wish I had more exercise.
And I think, honestly, if you did that one thing, regular
You'd have
exercise
more energy.
does give you more energy, yeah. 1/3 say they are just too tired for social activities, and I think that's sad. Buck up is what I say, and go and have some fun. They will skip outdoor pursuits. There is your number one problem. Being outdoors with fresh air is so good for you for so many reasons. You'll sleep better, and therefore you will have more energy. Nearly half of the people polled said that they feel just too drained for enjoyable activities. And you know what I say to that? You're lazy. So I don't care if you're tired. Let's not just use tired so you never want to do anything ever again, because it's easier than getting up off the couch to go have some fun. Anyway, they believe that more energy would increase their happiness, and I totally agree. Then get off the couch and do some things that will allow you to have a little more energy.
Get off the couch, eat some broccoli and spinach, and go have some fun.
You know what? Do you ever get tired of, we all know these people? I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Hey, there's some days where I am so tired.
I know, me too. But, I mean, not all the time.
No, not all
every day.
No.
And I'm thinking, why on earth, how could you be so tired? But anyway.
I'm usually tired because I'm a terrible sleeper.
Yeah, me too. Although, I got to tell you, last night I slept really good. And I feel supercharged today.
Yeah, last night I got to bed probably about 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh no, I was in.
I
think I was in bed by like 9:30. So, which is pretty typical for me. Okay, how about this one? Would you ever say that this is you? Typically, women get kind of a bad rap for having these irritable syndromes of whatever there's a variety of names. But now they are saying that there is something that is being recognized, and they're calling it irritable male syndrome.
I believe it exists.
Well, and why shouldn't you guys get a chance to be irritable?
There are just some days where I just take myself out of the equation and go, you know what? You just don't want to be around me today.
Really? I can't even imagine that with you, because you are always in a good mood.
Well, yeah, I'm usually in a good mood, but every once in a while I'm just not in a mood.
Yeah, okay.
But that usually happens later on in the day.
Yeah, and I think we all know if, I think if I get overtired, I know that I get very short. And I don't have a lot of patience in the first place. So, yeah, and super tired, patience is a problem for me, for sure. But they say that some of this is a hormonal thing, and it starts around age 40. Common symptoms include mood changes, irritability, low energy, memory problems, and sleep disturbances.
Oh, there we go. I
so
guess
maybe that's what you have, irritable male syndrome.
Irritable male syndrome. I'm 48, so I'm in the realm.
I don't know what they're going to do for it. They recommend blood tests for men over 45 experiencing consistent symptoms that I just mentioned. Treatment options including lifestyle changes. Like for some, I mean, you get up early, you stay up late just by virtue of your job. So those are some things that you can change. But some people, if they would just get up and out, do some things.
I think I need a lazy boy in here so that when I get off the air, I can just kick back, take a nap.
Oh, gosh. Are you a napper?
On some days, I nap. If it's really bad, I'll nap for a half hour.
Really?
Yeah.
I am not a napper. I used to be, and I just got feeling like I was a big fat slug, and I don't do that anymore.
When I nap, I usually have a lot more energy in the afternoon, and I'm usually not crappy.
Do you know what? I can actually close my eyes, not really sleep, but just lay there with nothing going on, no TV, no nothing.
You know the difference?
For 10 minutes, and I'm a new person.
You know the difference between an adult and a child? For an adult, a nap's a reward.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. And remember all of us trying to get our kids to go down for a nap, and we're thinking, I'd give anything if somebody would put me down for a nap. Anyway.
Remember Miss Royal's class? We used to have our little towels.
Lay on your
You'd bring your towel out of your cubby hole. You'd put it there, and you just try to take a nap.
Yeah, and did anyone ever fall asleep in those things? I don't think so either. Okay, how about this one? And I don't know who this is good and bad for, but not shocking either. For a while, employers were hiring the very young right out of college because, they know everything and they get.
They're the go-getters. You've got the fresh knowledge. They understand the YouTube.
They are not the go-getters.
Oh, no.
And for that reason, new graduates are facing tougher job markets because employers are prioritizing experience over potential.
Because they learned it. They got burned.
Yeah, I think so. They say that typically new hire age rose from 40 in 2016 to 42 in 2025, and workers 25 and under represented just 8%.
Oh, wow.
Of new hires last year. So get this. Hiring of workers age 65 and older increased nearly 80%. Now, this is across the board, so it could be a Walmart greeter, could be anything. But it's these people at retirement age that just plain don't want to retire.
Yeah.
I fall into that category. Retirement sounds horrible to me.
I was thinking about it last night. If I won the lottery, I would come in, I'd do my show, and then I'd go home, and then I'd go do video. I'd do the video games.
Oh, gosh.
Well, not like video games, but like what I did last night. We'd go to the sports games and do the videography.
Oh.
Run the video on that.
Do the video.
Do the video, yeah. Not like a video game, but
okay.
like,
I thought you were going to sit in your recliner
the video stream things. I just
gotcha.
go to all the different places and do that. It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. And we talk about it all the time. We call it our side gig. We got to come up with a good side gig. And hopefully, I just get to stick around here till, I die in this chair because having nothing to do just sounds awful to me.
Don't die in that chair because there's paperwork involved in that.
Okay. I'll wait till I get out to my car, okay? Or you guys can just shove me in my car and say it happened out there. But,
there we go. Put you in a snow ditch.
Yeah.
Preserve you.
Do whatever. Yeah, do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter.
Everybody can come by, get a photo.
Yeah, exactly. But I just want to keep on moving, keep on working. And I don't know, I'm reading so much stuff like this story I just read about people in their later years, still having a lot of energy and wanting to do things. And I keep reading about the things that you should do to keep yourself in the shape that allows you to keep going. And I think that's important. Okay, this is not a shock. Heavy gaming is linked to obesity, poor diet, especially among college students. So I guess once the students get to college, mom and dad can't say, all right, get off that video game. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think that is where a lot of our obesity is coming from, is just plain old lazy. Let's see what else we have for you today. The Sphere. Have you been to the Sphere in Vegas?
I've been out, so I haven't been inside it, but I have touched the Sphere.
You have, all right.
Yes.
Well, it's not going to be the only one anymore, because they're going to put one at National Harbor in Maryland near Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Following their Las Vegas landmark. The new facility will seat 6,000 people, significantly smaller than the 18,000 that the Las Vegas one would have as capacity. Marks the company's first similar scale design. The project receives approximately $200 million in state, local, and private incentives through partnerships with Maryland, Prince George's County, and Peterson companies. And it doesn't say here when it's going to be under construction, but it doesn't say exactly when that's going to happen.
I will say, though, it is kind of cool when you're in Vegas and you can see it and all the little different things. I always love the faces that look around and stuff. That's kind of cool. And then
I've seen it. Don't know anything about it.
It is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we were going to see a show inside of it, not like a concert or anything. Just one little Sphere shows, kind of like Omni Theater, and it was like $200 a person. We're like, no.
Do you know, when you talk about prices to get into things, I saw a clip on the news this morning. Remember the criminals, the robbers who came into the Louvre in France and stole all those jewels? And anyway.
The password, by the way, was for the security system was Louvre.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, because of that security breach, they are absolutely, taking steps to make sure that something like that never happens again. They haven't recovered a lot of the stuff, and they've got, I think, 4 people in custody, which none of them are cooperating at all, so they have learned nothing. But anyway, I saw a clip this morning that to get into the Louvre now is $37. It's going to go up to $37.
Yeah, they're upping the cost for admission to try to pay for some of the security upgrades.
Right, and there was this American woman, and she said, "Well, we're Americans. We didn't have anything to do with, this, and now we're paying the price." And I thought,
"Lady,
listen,
shut up,
lady, you're in Paris." And to pay $37, you couldn't watch a Twins game for $37.
No.
And I thought, golly, what a,
I mean, unless she's from Washington, D.C. and all those places free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, speaking of, expensive, go to Vegas. I mean, I don't think you can.
Go anywhere. Go to a concert. Go to a movie. It's going to cost you, you're going to lay down $30 to go to a movie by the time you get there and have some popcorn. To complain about $37 to go into the Louvre, and I thought,
that's
wow.
pretty weak.
Yeah. So anyway, I had to rat her out a little bit here. Here's a library that gets one of their books back again. One of those stories discovered a book that was 46 years overdue when she opened an anonymous package in early January. This is a library worker, branch manager Cassie Coldwin, at the La Mesa location, found The Incredible Journey by Sheila Burnford, which was due back on May 20th, 1990. She said, "I got to open it and enjoy the old book smell," which was quite powerful in this particular item. The anonymous sender included a note reading, "Sorry this is so late," with a hand-drawn smiley face. "They sent it back to the right branch even though we're at a new address. So they clearly did some research to get it back to us." The County of San Diego noted that libraries no longer charge daily late fines, and she plans to keep the book as a memento rather than returning it to circulation.
That's nice.
That's kind of a cool story.
Be like, "Oh, my bad."
Okay, you're going to love this one. A 48-year-old woman she faces multiple charges. This happened in Prior Lake, Minnesota. A Prior Lake, Minnesota police officer discovered drugs in a bag, and it was labeled like this: "Definitely not a bag full of drugs."
Nice. Nice.
It was during a traffic stop. When asked if she had been drinking, the woman replied, a lot, according to Prior Lake News Compass. Her breathalyzer test showed she was more than twice the legal limit. The officer then noticed the novelty bag, which contained a pot brownie and 14 psychedelic mushrooms, contradicting its humorous label of definitely not a bag full of drugs.
Well, the pot brownie would be legal.
I suppose it would, depending on, the pot brownie, just one. I would assume that was legal. But how about psychedelic mushrooms?
They tried to pass that, but that failed.
Okay.
So that's illegal.
Okay. Well, police found additional drugs, too. Elsewhere during the search, the woman was charged with 4 misdemeanor counts of drug possession, and 1 misdemeanor count of drunken driving. So she is going to be in a boatload of trouble here for a while. And let's see. Do we have time for a couple questions?
Oh, we always have time for trivia.
Okay, I'll find them here. They're both pretty easy if I recall. Okay, the iconic Hollywood sign originally spelled out what word? This one maybe not so easy.
Well, you mean what it was originally? It said Hollywoodland.
Yeah, how'd you know that?
Because
You're
that's
so smart.
basic knowledge.
Is it?
Guess who owns the first O in Hollywood?
No idea.
Alice Cooper.
Oh, well, there you go. All you wanted to know ever.
Steven Spielberg owns
I had
one.
heard about Hollywoodland or Hollywoodland, but I didn't know that was original.
Yeah, the land fell, and then a whole bunch of celebrities got together, and I think they spent $120,000 each, and they each bought a letter,
You know what,
and had
now
it
that
restored.
you say that, yeah. Okay, and this one's super easy. Who was Johnny Carson's longtime sidekick on The Tonight Show?
Ed McMahon.
Yeah.
you may already be a millionaire.
Yeah, I know. Oh, boy. Okay, and here's your feel-good story to wrap up the show today. An anonymous donor gave $15,432 to Winfield Unified School District in Kansas, completely clearing the lunch debt for about 450 students. Isn't that great?
I love hearing things about that. I know back when Fergus had, pay for lunch, people would donate to what they called the Angel account.
Yes.
And so they, send in some money here, clear some debt for some kids, make sure the kids can eat and stuff. So
right.
Big shout out to anybody who ever donated to that.
And just in case you didn't know this, there are teachers at all of our schools, especially grade schools, I know, that collect things from people, like mildly used, gently used things like jackets and mittens and hats and boots and that kind of stuff. Or could be like Halloween costumes when all the kids dress up and there's 1 or 2 kids who don't have access. And so if you have those sorts of things, you might contact your child's teacher or even one of the school principals and say, hey, I've got this. Is there somebody at school who can you stick this in a closet for someone who might need it in the future?
Well, especially like gloves or a hat.
I know. I love that. And I think sometimes people don't know that, or you just don't think about kids having those kinds of needs. So if you have some of those things, might consider getting that too.
I'd like to point out to anybody, my 13-year-old does have a jacket. He just refuses to wear it.
Oh, I know. Kids are such knuckleheads, aren't they? I've got a husband like that who never wears a jacket.
I've got a hoodie. I'm fine. It's 20 below.
I know. I don't get it. Yeah, where's your jacket? Oh, I left it in my locker. I'm like, what?
Where's your jacket? Oh, it's in my backpack.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, crazy kids. All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that's going to wrap it up. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.